Hi friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. Finally, the time has come when we are going to discuss the most awaited topic of palmistry, which is the fish symbol. If I were to categorize it on the basis of the comments, the suggestions which I get on daily basis, on the topics which I should make videos on. So this topic, the fish symbol, will top the chart. So I just thought of taking a quick break from the flow of the series of the syllabus which I have been taking forward on palmistry and just take a make a quick video on this fish symbol first. And as you guys know, my approach of doing things, that my approach remains that even if you are a first timer on this channel, and you're watching this video, you should get a complete idea about what I'm talking about. What is this fish symbol? So my approach remains to be little bit lengthy, but in longer term it is going to help you. You will not face any kind of dilemma, any kind of confusion that I missed this topic, or I did not give proper supporting to this topic, or the belief, the formation. So remains to be little bit lengthy but prove to be of great use. So let's begin our discussion on the fish symbol. The first thing is significance of symbols and signs. When it comes to the fortune telling, believe me on this, the lines are just going to tell you a life path, but there is no other attribute of palmistry important than the symbols and signs, which is going to tell you about the happening of the events. Let's say, for example, in someone's hand, this lifeline is broken. The person has this thing there in the back of his mind, that at particular that age, the person is going to remain very much vulnerable to either the lack of vitality, lack of strength, or some kind of major shift in the lifestyle, major change in the life. But let's say, for example, just before, at that particular point of time, a square symbol has arrived and appeared on that gap, then the person would remain conserved, person would be protected from that change, from that health threat. So that is the only reason why I say signs play a very vital role. Couple of weeks back, a lady came to me for consultation. She showed her hands to me. The very first thing which was very distinctive in her hand was a mole on her mount of Venus. So I asked her that, has this mole been present since birth or has it arrived recently? She said no, this has just arrived a couple of months back only. So my very next question was, how is your relationship going on with your husband? And she was like shocked. She said no, it just has got better in recent times and I have filed for divorce. So this is the kind of importance which signs hold. They tell you about, there is no other better thing than these signs and symbols. If you have the proper accuracy in mapping those signs, you will get to know about the happening of the events as fast as than any other, compared to any other line marked on the palm. And same goes, many times when people come to me and they say that I have been afflicted 4 or 5 years back, I got afflicted by a very life-threatening disease. Yesterday I was doing a consultation for a friend. He in 2008 was afflicted and got diagnosed by cancer. So he just said to me that, okay, your analysis is very good, everything is to the point, even I have been following your videos and I can by myself I have started assessing my hand, but I am not able to find any sign of that life-threatening disease which struck me 4 or 5 years prior. So the only explanation which I had was that might be at that point of time some kind of mole, some kind of cross, some kind of grill has arrived on the palm, giving you the premonition of the happening of that imminent life-threatening disease. So that is the only reason why you should study these kind of symbols and signs. And when it comes to signs and symbols, there are certain list of signs which has which has got their acceptability all across the world. Like the symbol of this is the symbol of square. Whether you pick up the Chinese palmistry, Hindu palmistry, Western palmistry, Runi palmistry, this has got just one meaning. Sign or symbol of square is the sign of protection. Same goes with the symbol of triangle, which is the sign of intelligence. Symbol of trident, mental brilliance. Symbol of star either could mean illumination or could mean explosion. But there are certain list of signs which you will only find their mention only in the old Hindu scriptures. So those signs are like flag, lotus, palanquin, elephant. So there are certain list of signs which have got their mention only in the Hindu books of palmistry. And why you should study Hindu books of palmistry? So the only rational explanation which I have to give to you people is that if you are a palmistry enthusiast, there is one name which you must have heard, which is of Kiro. So Kiro was an Irish occultist who rose to fame in the earlier 20th century. He majority of the world's politicians, kings, queens, athletes, sports figure, they all used to consult him. And if you just look deep into his biography, you'll get to know that his real name was William John Warner. During his teenage years, he visited India, and he met his he reached the Bombay dock port. There he met one Brahman who also became his guru. He took him to his ancestral village, and there he showed him some rare and rare scriptures, in which they were like all the pictures of the handprints, from which he studied all the science of palmistry. This is something which he by himself acknowledged, and he has mentioned in all of his work, in all of his books. And the very surprising part was that which he has by himself admitted that those scriptures which were shown to him, those were made of human skin and written with gold. So the only objective of me to tell and bring that topic over here is just like that. Even the world's famous palmist Kiro learned this science during his teenage years. He came to India and he learned this from the Hindu palmistry scriptures. So this is the kind of significance which Hindu palmistry holds, and all these signs which I am talking to you about, one after one, like this fish symbol, and in upcoming series we'll also discuss all other Hindu palmistry symbols as well. They have got their mention only in Hindu palmistry, and they are very accurate in terms of assessing someone's personality, and they are very accurate as well as determining the happening of the event, because you will not find these kind of fish symbol in the books of any Western palmist. So now coming to this point where we are going to discuss the formation of fish sign. So even when it comes to the Indian palmist, there remains to be a little bit of conflicting belief on the formation of the fish sign. Some people say that the fish symbol only gets spotted at the at the end of the lifeline on the mount of the Ketu, something like this. So this is the termination of the lifeline. According to them, something like this. This is the fish sign. So they call it as fish, and let's say for example, if you'll find it something only like this, they call it a tail of fish. So this is one believer of the one school thought of believer who say this as a fish symbol, and then there are others who believe that even this can be a fish symbol, something like this. This can be a fish symbol, or let's say this can be a fish symbol. So there remains to be conflicting thought, though when it comes to my own research, I personally feel this can also be treated as fish sign, but most commonly you'll find the occurrence of the fish sign at the bottom of the lifeline, on the near to the wrist, on the mount of the Ketu. So this is with the formation of the fish sign. Now comes the part of having a discussion on the meaning of fish sign. So just the mere appearance of the fish sign will tell you four things. First thing, it would tell you that the person would remain to be learned. When I say learned, he will have good education, he will have good skills and capacity to attain good learning in the life, wisdom in the life. Second is, person will be very good hearted in the form of he will be concerned for others, he will be a pure humanitarian. Third thing is, it just tells about wealth prospects. Either person will be financially very prosperous, or the person will have the capacity to attain a good span and magnanimous amount of the wealth. And the last is that it just tells about a potential to rise to the power and the level of the authority. So these are the four things which just the presence of fish sign tells you. Next comes is astrology connection. So if you have noticed this thing, that I did not say all the signification which I have explained here are related to the Jupiter only. I did not say the person will be related to art and creativity or fashion, which is the domain of Venus. I did not say the person will be kind of very famous, which is the domain of the mount of Sun. I did not say person will only do very good in business, which is the domain of the mount of the Mercury. So the traits and the signification of the fish symbol is chiefly associated with the Jupiter, and like the way you people know, astrology and palmistry always goes hand in hand. So there remains to be very heightened chances that all those people in whose hand the fish symbol is present over there, they remain to be in one way or other way. You'll find the Jupiters very prominent, the placement, the the position of Jupiter to be very prominent in the astrological chart. That might be case that the Jupiter is making some kind of very Raj Yoga in their astrological chart, some like Gaj Kesri Yoga where Jupiter and Moon are sitting together, or the Jupiter is placed in its own zodiac sign. Either Jupiter is placed in the Sagittarius sign or Pisces sign, maybe the sign of the zodiac sign of Jupiter like Pisces, or Pisces or Sagittarius would be rising on the ascendant. So in one way or another, if you have spotted the fish sign to be accurately, there aims to be heightened chances that the Jupiter planet would remain to be very prominent in that particular person's astrological chart. And when it comes to checking the formation of this fish sign, you have to also remain very careful, because majority of the times what happens is this symbol has got very close affinity and close association with the island. Island is a negative sign, so many times what happens is people get confused with the island sign. So this is, for example, this is a fish sign, but let's say for example if you have spotted this, something like this is an island. So never get confused with the fish sign with an island. So this is with the astrological connection. Now comes the belief part of the fish sign. So now what has been written, what has been believed is that if the mouth of the fish, so this, as you can see here, this is the mouth of the fish and this is the tail of the fish. So any point of time it is pointing upwards, pointing towards the fingers. It has been believed that the person will get the good results of the fish symbol in the form of, like the way I explained you, 4 things. Person will be learned, person will have the capacity to gain great amount of wisdom, person will be good hearted, his behavior will be very humanitarian, very righteous, person will have capacity to make wealth, good capacity to make good wealth, and the last is capacity to rise to the level of authority. So all these things would manifest early in that person's life, in whose hand the fish is pointing towards finger. So when I say early, it means early in youth, or much before even the 30 years of the age. All those people who clear those high government job exams, or they rose to the just right after the completion of their academics, they get placed in the good corporates. So that could be seen from that perspective. And let's say for example in all those cases where the fish symbol is pointing downwards towards the wrist, something like this, then in those cases it has been believed that this good signification of the fish sign manifest in late in middle age or in old age. So this is how the fish symbol is related as. Now when it comes to certain kind of beliefs which has been surrounded around this symbol, so those are like many times people say that whenever the fish sign is present in someone's hand, person initially goes a lot of struggle and then he comes out of that and gain prominence and get success in the life, but after initial struggle. So this is something which many palmists believe. Then the second thought is, many palmists also believe that whichsoever finger or mount which the mouth of the fish is pointing, the person will get success and all those signification, 4 signification which I have discussed in that particular field. So let's say for example if the mouth of the fish is pointing towards a little finger, then there remains to be heightened chances that the person's communication will be good, person will do good in the communication sector, in the business sector, person will be possessing good business acumen. If the mouth of the fish is pointing towards the ring finger, so the people believe that the person is going to do very good in art, creativity, some kind of PR, fashion, media related profile. If it is pointing towards middle finger, then people believe that person is going to do good in occult sciences, person is going to do good in engineering or any kind of research, any of the philosophical field. If it is pointing towards the middle finger, index finger, mount of the Jupiter, then many people believe that the person is going to rise to the position of power, person will do good in any of the writers and spiritual subject. So this is what has been believed by many palmists. And there are also many other beliefs as well, that many people even believe that, let's say for example, like the way in Hinduism it has been believed that the destiny of the husband and wife are tied with each other. It's all just based on the previous life connections. So it has been believed that if in a woman's hand, if this kind of symbol has been spotted on the right hand, and if the woman is fated, destined to marry once of one marriage, then this remains to indicate good material prospects for the husband as well. If the woman is a housewife, if she is destined to get have a single marriage, and if sign is present on the right hand, then it is going to tell a good fortune, material prospects for the husband. And it has also been believed, just because this symbol is telling chiefly about the Jupiterian qualities. So if the woman has the keenness to get a child, so that would not be the case that with this kind of symbol she would remain childless. So this has also been believed by many palmists, many ancient palmistry scriptures, and many people even believe that all those people, I don't know the authenticity of this claim, but many people also believe that all those people who have the fish symbol on their palm, they are scared of water, and at one certain particular point of time, that might have happened that they have been saved from the drowning. So if the fish symbol is present on the palm, there has one incident in that particular person's life where he was about to get drowned and he was saved by someone. And people also believed, some in palmistry scripture this has also been written, that all those people who have the fish symbol, they suffer from sinus. So these are certain claims which I do not know, because I have not found in my research. The only thing which I have found in this with the presence of fish symbol is that the person is going to have good righteous qualities of the Jupiter, and in my own research I have also found the Jupiter to be good placed in their astrological chart. And I have already explained to you, if the mouth is pointing upwards, person is entitled to get early success. If it is pointing towards wrist, the success comes in the middle age or in old age. And last thing is, many people also believe that this is a fishtail. If this is the case, it will not only provide strength to the lifeline, but it also indicates, vulnerability towards hereditary diseases. So these are all of the claims which has been mentioned in the Hindu books of palmistry, which I wanted to present it to you people. I hope I made myself very clear in this video. For further more updates and notification on palmistry, please subscribe my channel and like my Facebook page. Thanks.